Hey everyone, this is PokeDad, and just want to say welcome to my channel if you haven't seen us before. Today is Wednesday's Words, and Wednesday's Words is where I talk about something a little more motivational or maybe help with something in deck building strategies. It could be anything. We talk about inspirational stuff, motivational stuff, and some practical stuff, so it could be just about anything. Last week we talked about the 10-20-30 rule, and that was really more practical on how to build your deck. And so I kind of like to alternate between something more practical and something more motivational or inspirational. So today let's talk about something that's a little more inspirational. I hope this will be an encouragement to you because I want to just tell you thank you to all of my subscribers and viewers because you really are a great blessing to me. You help me out in my channel, help me to be a better person, and I want to just give back a little bit and help you be a little bit better person. So today I want to talk about playing to your strengths, avoiding your weaknesses, and finding your role. This is the deck list from the Worlds, save for a couple. I don't have a Mewtwo, so I've got Lugia in here. And everybody likes Lugia, everybody likes Mewtwo. But Lugia is kind of our fill-in here with the Arrow Ball. But for the most part, this deck is the same as the Worlds. And I want you to notice that there's a couple things really special about this deck. This deck is really... it has a lot of good cards in it, like a lot of attackers, like Keldeo. I mean, with the Secret Sword attack, if you can put a ton of energy on it, you can hit well into the 200s, the high 200s, knocking out just about anything. Well, you can knock out a Wailord even with a Heart Charm with Keldeo if you have enough energy. Everybody, though, in this deck, some we would look at are really strong, like we see the Mighty Wailord, 250 HP. He's not going to go down real easily. Others are fast, like Keldeo. He can rush in and we can build him up quick. Others are like little Execute here. He's only got 30 HP, and he's not very strong here. But they all have their roles. They all have their strengths. They all have their weaknesses. And they all have a part in this deck. Without them, this deck loses something. Alright, so Blastoise, we rarely attack with him, even though he's a pretty bulky guy. But it's very easy. Blastoise could say, man, I'm not the attacker in this deck. I'm really disappointed. He rarely attacks, even though we can Hydro Pump him up. But he's rarely going to attack unless we're just really, really desperate. But without him, the whole deck unravels. He's got the ability to deluge. As often as you like during your turn, you can attach water energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. He allows us to put 4, 5, 6, 7 energies in one turn onto one of our Pokemon. But what if he said, look, I don't want to be a part of this deck because I don't get to attack? This deck would fall apart. Execute. It's really, really weak. And yet, without this deck, it would not function as consistently. We need the ability Propagation to be able to reuse Execute as Ultra Ball fodder. So sometimes the weak Pokemon are needed to help make the stronger ones stronger. Articuno, he doesn't really attack, but he can help us get through safers or through walls. So we can use Articuno for that. Wailord, he's a big wall. He's another attacker, but he has his own specialty. He's going to help against Night Marchers. And then we play Lugia or Mewtwo to just give us a different color attacker, so that if we run into something that, like, if we run into grass where most of these are weak, we at least have Lugia who isn't weak to grass. So, and then you've got Jirachi, which isn't ever going to attack, but again, just has an ability He's an EX and only has 90 HP. He's like the lowest EX. He can get knocked out really easy, but he still has his role in this deck. And then Shaman also is a very weak 110 HP EX, but again has its role in this deck. Now you may be saying, well, what is your point, PokeDad? What are you trying to get across here? I want to try to tell you that we each have our roles in life. We don't look at someone else and say, man, I wish I was like him because XYZ. You may not ever be like that person because you don't have the skill set, and that may not be your role. I personally believe God designed us all with a different purpose. And just like these Pokemon have a different purpose in this deck, you have a different purpose in your community with the people around you. Maybe you're not the most popular guy around, but maybe you're the type of person who makes everybody laugh. Maybe you can, when people are going through adversity, maybe you're the ones that help them see the importance of life and to realize that worrying just makes things worse. Maybe you are not good at mathematics like I am. I have a math degree. Maybe you're a great artist. You know what? I envy that. So maybe your specialty is art and you're more of a creative person and not as much analytical. That's okay. We need every single person. The key thing to remember is to find out what you're good at. Find out what your strengths are and use those strengths to better your community, to better yourself, to better your family. And to also know what your weaknesses are. Learn about where you struggle at. And that's where you can find other people who can come along and bolster you and help you in those areas. And then also, just generally speaking, find out what your role is. Now, sometimes that's not always easy to know. And I honestly, guys, I can't tell you what the answer to that is. One thing you can do is begin to try different things. Listen to other people's feedback. If your artwork is really good and people are saying that it's really good, then don't be overly humble and say, oh, it's not. I know there's a lot of people who've criticized themselves so much that they ended up not doing what they really were meant to do. So anyway, guys, that's really all I have for you for Wednesday's Words. I hope this is an encouragement to you. Every time you look at your Pokemon, though, I want you to look at them and say, each of them has a different role, each one has a strength, and each one has a weakness, and then realize that you're very special, just like each of those Pokemon, and that you yourself have a role in society, in your community, in your family. Find out what that role is, and do it to the fullest. Do it to the best you can, and I guarantee you'll be proud of what you've done, and you'll be rewarded for what you've done. Anyway, guys, this is PokeDad. Hit like if you like this, subscribe if you haven't already, and share your comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this video. Anyway, guys, talk to you later. Bye.